Get over here!
Hello everyone, the Green Scorpion here, and welcome to Guess That Video Game Foolish Birthday Edition. What does that mean? Well, it basically means that I'm combining an April Fool's video with a birthday video. Simply put, I posted something on Twitter asking for you guys to give me the worst/cleverest descriptions of a video game that you can give me, and I posted that tweet on my birthday, so getting that cleared out. And basically what I'm going to be doing here is guessing what video game you guys are describing to me. And so shenanigans are gonna happen, I'm probably gonna make a big fool of myself, but that's okay. That's par for the course at this point. But before we begin, I'd like to give a special thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, here, or what have you. You guys are awesome, and I had a great birthday this year. And with that, let's get started. Get a farm, get married, have a kid, get old, and die. Harvest Moon? There's a version of Harvest Moon where you die at the end. Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life? I'm gonna go with that one. Children save the world from cyber terrorism with the help of their portable web browsers. This is totally Mega Man Battle Network. It could be any one of them, so I'm just gonna go with the first one here, North. First off, happy birthday. Thank you, Andrew. Second of all, Thanos turns into a six-winged angel and one-shots an entire army of beloved video game characters, with the sole survivor being a sentient, ravenous pink ball. Puyo Puyo. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Sakurai, the bias is really obvious, but I don't think you care at this point. Haiku. A nightmare arrives. A king's noble sacrifice. The pudgy hero. Well, speaking of Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland. I don't know if that's a king's noble sacrifice. Dedede only really just took the Star Rod, but I'm gonna go ahead and count it. At least, maybe in the same way that Dedede building that playground in the anime would count as him being redeemed for his actions. Anyone remember that? That was a sad moment. Happy birthday! Thank you, Rory! A deranged orange marsupial fights evil scientist and Mask by collecting jewels and smashing boxes. One of my favorite games of all time, actually. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Specifically Warped because that's the only one where Uka Uka actually comes into play, hence the mask. Travel the continent and stop the vile plans of medieval PETA! Pokemon Black and White? Black and White 2? No. It's Black and White, I'm going to say. Wow, it totally is PETA, now that I mention it. Rumors are bad and fight Hitler. When you put it like that, I think this is Persona 2 Innocent Sin. I think.
A new kid from an undisclosed location has to hide from the American government in a quaint, quote-unquote, little mountain town somewhere in Colorado. But it can never be so easy. Oh, and he has super farts that can rip the very fabric of time, so that's a thing.
I had a bit of trouble thinking of this one, mainly because I didn't play this game personally, but this is totally South Park: The Stick of Truth. Little disclosure, I actually think this game is good, but I'm just not a fan of South Park. Two goddesses, a blue-haired man, a silver-haired woman, a controversial plot device, and a traitorous crow. Everything included in a grand-scale war. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. That's a very on-the-nose description of some of the more important characters in that game. So, yeah, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. So, get this. You come home from a war, and evil biker dudes have torn your hometown and family apart. So, you ride your busted old bike and have to beat down these bad boys to save the day. And also, you get laid. A lot. Ride to Hell Retribution. Ugh. I have bad memories of this game because, good lord, it was terrible. A pianist dies, dreaming in anime and music. Eternal Sonata. Admittedly not a great game, to be honest, but I have a soft spot for it. I actually like Eternal Sonata a lot. When is Capcom gonna revive it yet? Okay, Maverick, this could be a lot of things. This could be Power Stone, it could be Darkstalkers, it could be Dragon's Dogma, Dead Rising, or probably the one you mean. When's Marvel? A boy with gifted abilities helping two siblings who would soon take the throne and support them with tactics and strategies to prevent a grim fate from causing chaos to the next generation of warriors. Okay, it technically could be a boy or a girl. Fire Emblem Awakening. You run around trying to find 3 random things to try to find 7 more things to save a girl and end up fighting a pig in the end, and you get nothing in return. Okay, at first I thought this was Ocarina of Time, but that's actually only 5 things you need to find, technically? So this is actually Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Man kills best friend, and the best friend awakens, wondering what just happened, and goes off to seek the advice of the nearest desk lamp. Not exactly. I mean, the desk lamp kind of thrust the advice upon him. Either way, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Seriously, go play this game, it's awesome. You are the one. Except you're fighting clone troopers instead of Hugo Weaving. Also, your brother is a cannibal, and your mom is the girl from The Ring. Fear? I think this is Fear. I only know this, or semi-know this, because I watched Comic Foil play through it.
A young boy and a lying treasure hunter fighting an evil eye squid by using a sand-filled object.
Not entirely sure why I channeled my inner Christopher Judge there, but whatever. Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Good game. Very good game. First off, happy birthday! Thank you, Phantom. Secondly, time-traveling mage and female knight try to keep humanity alive with the help of historical and literary figures against man-made from 72 eyeball pillars. Wait, seriously? That's the description you're giving me of the villain? I've never played the game, so I couldn't tell you, but this is, I think, Fate Grand Order. I think. Happy birthday, Oscar! Thank you, Blom. A blue-haired, one-winged angel with video game awareness makes a party with a pixie lady, a man who fight with a paddle, Ginger Mozart, an edge lady, and Aku Aku. Together they fly around to collect a rip-off deck of Exodia the Forbidden One. I had to piece together what you were trying to describe with all of these really, really clever descriptions now that I actually know what the answer is. This is totally Baten Kaitos. Yeah, that game is weird. I'll give you their dating profile. Father, wife deceased, rides bikes, has daughter undergoing treatment. Good with duct tape, likes nice people, family, being trusted. Dislikes crazy people, malls, the dead. This is one of the cleverest and most entertaining descriptions I've seen, so thank you for that, Holiday Dragon. This is Dead Rising 2. International family feud with dragons. Fire Emblem Fates. Okay, seriously guys, I know I'm one of the biggest nutcases for Fire Emblem, but really, enough with the Fire Emblem descriptions.
But Corrin is the best character you don't even know!
Shut the f up, Joe! That's my friend Joe. A lazy officer and his super smart partner find a sleeping old geezer that tells them to wake up dead monsters who are a bit like Pokemon to save the galaxy from planet-eating amoebas. I wanna say Spectrobes. I think. I've never actually played the game, but I've heard of it, so that's my guess. High school-age students use the power of J-pop and stage drama to fight against creativity block. This sounds remarkably like Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That game was strangely entertaining, but incredibly weird. Also, enough with the Fire Emblem! Happy birthday! Thank you, Dan. Everyone is gone. There is a voice in your head. You can go right, or go left instead. Clever. Always really nice to see poetry in motion when it comes to these descriptions, but anyway, this is the Stanley Parable. Very, very clever game. You can pick red, blue, or green. But you start as the same guy. First generation Pokemon? I think? Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green, specifically the Japanese version, but you know what I mean. This is Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green. A person finds a Monopoly guy as a walking stick who works for a Palutena knockoff and is taught to play Magic on a Monopoly board. This one is tough and obscure, tell me if you give up. I needed help with this one, honestly. But thank you, Quarter Guy, for helping me figure this one out. This is Cultcept. At least I think it is. I've never played the game, so if it's wrong, then take it up with Quarter Guy. And speaking of Quarter Guy, depressed kid and alien fight against the dangers of Wi-Fi. Mega Man Star Force. Not as good as the Battle Network games, in my own personal opinion, but still a good game. Teenage boy teams up with Living Sword and goes on a hero's journey on the backs of giant creatures in the clouds. There's also a furry alien with a maid fetish. Interesting description. This is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You know, depending on who you are, that description, if you've never played the game before, would be either a serious turn on or turn off. A man with a sword goes on a journey to find the guy who stole his water filter. And that leads to him believing that the world is out to get him because of everything else he gets himself involved in. This is Tales of Vesperia. Oh man, Yuri Lowell, I love you, but goodness gracious, you are a danger magnet. An emo dude with twin sides tries to get his brother out of persecution for ending the world. Darksiders 2. Strange, but good game, in my opinion. Excited for Darksiders 3. Nobunaga's ambition, but with Pokemon. That's not a bad description, that's exactly what it is! It's Pokemon Conquest. Probably the most on-the-nose description I've gotten in this series so far. Hey, what should we do for the second game? We can do kid-friendly colors, neato platforming sections, and
Darker, grittier, more swearing, but keep the orange furry sidekick thing. We can make him scratch his nuts or something, I don't know.
Jak 2. Yeah, the transition between Jak 1 and Jak 2 was seriously jarring. Also, hello again, Joe. An emotionless woman runs around trying to save everyone before God destroys the world. Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns. This game makes me devoid of emotion. You, as a resurrected warrior, have to fight your way through several races of enemies, meanwhile finding a way to find the best gear without losing your sanity. This could be a few things, but given the description, I'm gonna go with Destiny. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure this is Destiny. Go try and solve some magic crimes when you're only just now learning the magic rules, and make sure only the right people die in the fire pit. At least now you can throw coins for some tips, so that's a plus. Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, I think. The first part of the description threw me off, but as soon as you said throw coins for some tips, yeah, that pretty much gave it away. When moving into a quiet country town to live with his uncle and baby cousin, a boy with a bowl cut must deal with murder, teen angst, alternate dimensions, and a never-ending saga of spin-off games. Persona 4! Jeez, this game got really popular really quickly. Seriously, it came out of nowhere. You thought it'd be good to exterminate all the bugs, but it turns out that the bugs were eating worse bugs. Now one of the worst bugs knocked you out and stole your clothes. Only thing that can save you is to become part bug. Comic Foil, what is it with you and coming up with very clever descriptions? This is Metroid Fusion. Love this game. Melancholic but soothing game about a sick wanderer in a colorful post-apocalyptic world. This is a game that I would recommend to anyone. Journey. Do not let the description fool you. This game is amazing. And finally, a cute damsel gets revenge on her tormentor using weaponized emotions. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Super Princess Peach. And apparently Jess loves that game. I love it too, Jess. I love it too.